Hey folks, it's us, podcasting wonderkins John Bishop and Lucas Southworth.
Although this is a podcast about cars, it is not age appropriate for the target demographic of these films, as we usually end up talking about the reproductive organs of Lightning McQueen.
Alright, now let's take a look under the hood. Hello, I'm Lucas Southworth.
And I'm John.
And welcome to The Chat, the only podcast brave enough to ask the question, hey, what's up with cars?
Today we will be talking about the anatomy of cars. Or as you may have noticed from our beautiful title, the Biolo-Jeep of cars.
Or the Anata-Miata.
And on the docket for today, the first thing I have listed for today's topics, penises revisited.
Oh boy, I bet everyone was clamoring for it.
Oh, you know it. I don't have any of the data on this yet, as we have not released any episodes, but I'm positive that the Twitter was just blowing up.
Oh, we've got 1,000 emails by now, I'm sure.
All about penises in the Cars universe.
Boy. And vaginas, we can't be exclusive.
We cannot exclude. So, starting us off on the biology episode, let's talk about car penises.
Well, if you remember from last time, we sort of decided that the penis was the headlights of the car. Do you feel strongly that you were correct in that?
This brings us to questions from Liz.
Already.
Last week we discussed how headlights could be how they transfer their data to copulate and to create children. The question from Liz is, what are high beams?
Ooh.
If we're talking, the headlights are both the breasts as to allow cars to flash, and also the penis, so that they can, convey their DNA. What are high beams?
I may go ahead and take the easy route and say it's a car boner.
I mean, sure, but is it the nipple of the breast? Is a high beam a nipple?
Okay.
Or is it, in fact, the head of the penis?
See, in my head,
I don't want to hear about this.
Listen, man, I knew you were gonna. In my mind, the nipple on our car breasts were the light bulbs themselves. I feel like that. Do you like my theory? You got a different one?
I kind of prefer nipple.
Sure. Okay.
I also have a thought of, well, the light emanating from the headlights and the high beam, in this case, would be not the physical penis or the breast itself, but what's coming out of it.
Okay.
Or at least what's producing it.
Okay.
Which would mean, again, card...
Man. We are, let's see, we're about 5 minutes in. We're already back to cards, I see.
Hear me out.
I'm going to.
It's the milk.
Yeah.
It's the DNA.
No, I remember last episode.
The high beam is just a far more intense version of that.
Oh, that's spooky.
It is spooky.
Yeah.
And I think that's it for questions from Liz.
Yeah, we got 2 real good theories for you. Well, 2 theories at the very least.
All right. Now back to penises.
Oh boy.
And vaginas.
Yep.
We've already hammered out what exactly that would be to create the child.
Mm-hmm.
We've broached the subject of it being a child that you order and then you imprint data on it.
Sure.
But if not, I'm going to talk more about vaginas then.
Okay.
How do pregnant?
Okay. How do they get pregnant? We're still going off the assumption that the headlights are their sexual organs. Or at least the male sexual organs.
At least the male sexual organs.
Tail lights?
Well, where's the baby?
I don't know, in there somewhere. It got plenty of room.
My thought would be that you flash the lights
Sure.
into the headlights of the woman.
Okay.
Again, all of this implies that the main character of the series, Lightning McQueen, is in fact a eunuch.
Yeah, his headlights are stickers. It's a fun nickname that his girlfriend gives him, which, if we're assuming that's correct, is not a very fun nickname.
It's a very harsh nickname. You flash the headlights into the other headlights, and then that conveys data through the substance, and then the car would need to consume other car flesh in order to...
What?
Well, the only other thing they consume is oil, and you can't turn oil into a manufactured aircraft-grade aluminum vehicle.
What makes it aircraft grade? What? Aircraft grade aluminum?
Yeah, like the frame.
Oh, okay.
You want a big, strong baby, but you also, you want it to be sturdy, but you don't want it to be super heavy. So it's going to start off as aluminum.
Sure. I'm going to choose to believe what you're telling me, yeah.
Because, babies, when babies are born, the bones are all soft.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
So,
probably
softer metal, meaning aluminum, meaning consuming car flesh.
Okay.
I'm not saying it has to be another car or a deceased car. I'm just saying it has to be something that they are made of.
Well, when a human woman gets pregnant, she doesn't have to consume human flesh.
She has to consume the basic components that make it, and the basic components of iron and aluminum are iron and aluminum.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like if we're assuming they can get pregnant...
Also, are we assuming that cars inside are metal, or are they squishy?
I think they're pretty squishy on the inside.
Okay.
Would
Not around the tires, one would hope.
Yeah.
Like the axles, at least.
I'm saying, after a good layer of metal.
Yeah, you go through a good layer of metal, and you get soft, squishy car membrane.
Yeah. Sure.
So Sally gets pregnant from Mater because Lightning can't do that for her.
Oh no.
It was they talked about it. It was a
Good.
surrogate decision. Also, don't judge me for my car's OC. Original content.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're making a little fanfic right now is what you're doing?
Hey. Fiction implies that it's less true. It's true to me.
Sure, man. Whatever.
Okay. So Mater gets Sally pregnant.
Okay.
And then she consumes car flesh. And if squishy, then also maybe human flesh.
Aren't humans to consume?
Okay.
And
But are there?
Oh gosh.
Oil is dinosaurs. What if their oil is people?
Man. I don't know. I feel like...
What if that's how they get their souls?
Their souls? From eating people? They would have to already be alive to eat them.
From drinking people.
They'd have to already be alive to drink them.
The first cars, as the creator, or I don't remember what exactly their position was, as their quote implies, the first cars, at least, were, they have accents due to the last person that was inside of them. So maybe humans left a soul imprint in vehicles. Then those imprints became zombie-esque and required more sustenance and began consuming people. Then turned them into liquid so that they could digest them.
Okay. I don't know, I followed you down a lot of rabbit holes, and it's only our second episode, but I'm just not following you down this one very well.
Okay, so she makes a squishy, nasty thing.
Sure.
With a thin outer layer of metal.
Yeah.
Where does it come out? Where's she make it? She makes it in her squishy bit, I guess?
Yeah, like in the chassis, somewhere in there. Not in the brain part, but in the tummy part, I guess, or the uterus part, I guess.
And now it's time for corrections from last episode. Turns out Sally does have doors.
Yeah.
This is something that I was confused about because last episode I was looking at a picture and I did not see any lines for the doors, but today I have in fact discovered that there were lines for doors, which is important for the statement I am about to make.
Okay.
What if they give birth by opening the doors? Making the doors not only vaginas, but also meaning that cars in this universe have two vaginas.
See, I think it'd make more sense if they came out of the trunk.
Race cars don't have trunks.
And we already decided that they don't have penises.
Cruise.
What about Cruise?
I don't actually know where I was going with that. I haven't seen the third movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't... She doesn't get pregnant in it or anything. That's not a plot. Thank God it's not a plot in Cars 3.
Alright. What if they just throw them up? What if they barf out their babies?
I mean, to be fair, the most
wide and open thing is the mouth.
Yeah, that we know of.
And they do the most activities with their mouths.
Yeah. They're not uncomfortable about using their mouths.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So gross.
I didn't like that little statement I made after I made it.
Okay, so Sally's gonna barf out a baby.
Sure.
A little Carrera Mater baby.
Sure. Okay.
Gross.
True.
Alright. Let's move on to other organs. This is our second discussion point of the day. We're going to be discussing just in general organs.
Yeah, I'm curious because when I first watched Cars as a tiny person, I looked at their mouths and I sort of assumed that they didn't really go anywhere.
There's immediately a squishy bit at least.
Yeah, the tongue.
The tongue is a squishy bit.
But like, I assumed they're like, oh, we gotta give them mouths because they have to talk. And they were only used for talking, but I went back and I looked some stuff up, but...
I think I remember, like, weirdly vividly, cars sipping on drinks.
That's what I looked up. They do intake both gas and oil from their mouths. I think they can also intake it from, the normal gas place, but they sip on little cups of gas and oil at Flo's V8 Cafe in Radiator Springs. So it goes somewhere. What I'm confused about is, as I said, they drink both gas and oil. So
yeah, those do not go in the same spot.
No, that they sure don't. So either
do they drink antifreeze?
I don't know. I don't think they don't in the movies.
Wiper fluid?
I don't know what would happen. I mean, if they squirt it out, it goes on their eyes. But maybe their eyes have a protective layer of glass in front of them. Who knows?
True.
They also have their weird eyelids that come down in front of them.
Yep. Yeah, that's not on a normal car.
Yeah, not any that I've seen. But I guess maybe there's something inside of them that maybe auto-separates the gas from the oil. Or
maybe just their stomach processes and sends it to wherever it needs to go. We eat things that contain protein and iron and carbohydrates, and it just goes where it needs to.
Yeah, okay. Or maybe they don't have like a gas tank, or no, they do have a gas tank because they run out of gas. So they have to have gas specifically. They can't get those nutrients, those go nutrients anywhere else.
They need some go juice.
Yeah.
Is their gas tank a squishy bit? Because if it's a squishy bit, you can squeeze some more gas out. Because there's got to be a little bit left in there. You can't really empty out organs very easily.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be nearly as immediate, their losing of gas. They would start petering out well before they were actually completely empty.
I would assume that it's a mechanical bit, with maybe just, some sort of weird tube from their stomach to there.
So there's a squishy bit connecting to a very mechanical tank.
Yeah, it's the same as where their oil goes. Like, they've got a little squishy tube.
One thing that really gets me is their arms and legs, their tires, their axles, whatever you want to call them, all of those things are equal parts mechanical and squishy bits. Because they can move the tire.
Yeah.
They can shape it slightly. They can also bend their axles and such in ways that they shouldn't be capable of recovering from.
Yeah, they can, jump, sort of, with their tires and move them independently from each other as if they were walking with them.
So, what weird biomechanical material is it a weird cartilage made from metal? A metallic cartilage that's designed to be far more flexible? Who knows?
I think that's a pretty good answer. I mean, we have to come up with the answers, and I say that's it.
Okay, it's a carbon fiber nanotubes weaved together specifically to receive electrical impulses to create movement in very specific and strange ways based on memory shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
I want to talk a little bit more about their eyes.
Their eyes, another squishy bit, but I think it's like Sonic.
Yeah,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
If
you look at Sonic, he's got
eye.
one big old nasty goggle, and you take that off, and you got two little green pupils with nothing else, and it's disturbing.
Yeah, they float within the same space.
Yep.
And I just don't get how that works or why. I mean, I understand from a design standpoint, they're like, oh, the windshield's their eyes, so they both go in there. But I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, if you remove the windshield, is it then just legitimately a very squishy bit? Or what if the eyes are a screen?
Okay.
Like
a television, like an LCD screen?
An LCD screen. It wouldn't explain how they see.
Yeah,
possibly it's just an advanced TV that also has, dozens of cameras inlaid inside of it.
Okay, so they know that they should have eyes, so they develop these screens so they don't look terrifying.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay.
Right.
I'd say that's pretty good. They got the LCD screens.
All right. On to topic number 3. Discussion point number 3. Replaceability of all of the parts of their body. When a human loses an arm or a leg, they can have a prosthetic. Sometimes you can replace it with another limb, and that either one of those has a litany of problems and discomforts that come with it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Cars universe, they have their feet removed and replaced often.
Yeah, especially race cars. I mean, normal cars, who knows how often they have to do it, but race cars have to do it.
Race cars have their feet taken off and replaced during their sport.
Yeah, I assume multiple times per race. I'm not a car race expert, but I think that happens multiple times per race.
Probably at least in the Piston Cup.
Yeah.
I meant to say it like that too.
No, I know. It's a joke in the movie too.
I know, good old Mater.
He just doesn't get it.
But yeah, you can replace that. You can modify your body in this universe
Mm-hmm.
at will. You can have hydraulics put in so that you can show off your genitals or whatever that area is to your wife.
I think, since we've decided that their genitals are their headlights, that he just was hydraulicsing, and there's no bad thing about it.
There was definitely some sort of implication of, oh my.
Maybe she's just like, oh my, you can hydraulic so good. I'm like that in a man.
I mean, sure, but it felt dirtier than that. And you cannot deny.
Yeah, it did.
It was something. It's always something.
Man, it sure was.
So you can, imagine if a person could just, I don't know, take growth hormone and shatter their legs and extend those legs so they heal and they'll just be taller. And it not be, excruciatingly painful and very detrimental to the health of your legs and also just very dangerous in many ways.
But it's not just that. It's not you get taller forever. It's you go up and then you come right back down.
He's got an effect to where he can be as tall as he wants for as long as he wants.
I don't know, man.
Go gadget people.
Yeah, that could be it. We already decided that they are biological and technological. I mean, that's just the technological parts that get replaced, it seems.
What if I was wrong the entire time? What if it's not Wally who is the progenitor, the Abraham, if you will?
I won't.
What if it's Inspector Gadget?
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget. Has technology? Has science gone too far? Did a man get technological implants into his body, giving him the ability to fornicate with cars? Creating a race of biological cars?
So we're back to me. They evolved from humans. You said your Wally thing was bad, mine's good. I win.
I'm still all for Car God.
Okay, whatever. But yeah, I think that's a solid car law that Inspector Gadget is somewhere down the family tree from all cars.
In the very least, Wally had sex with Inspector Gadget.
Yep, that's a fact. You can read it on the Wally wiki.
It's just real weird.
Yeah.
You can have so much of your body replaced. Do you think that they can only replace the mechanical parts, though?
Ooh.
What if that's why Doc Hudson died?
Yeah, maybe...
His squishy bits got too squishy.
In his crash in 54, he had some irreparable damage done to his organs. They were able to replace all the mechanics, but...
Then just the march of time took its toll on those damaged organs, the damaged squishy bits, and he just couldn't last.
And I mean, he died young. Like, in Cars 3, his mentor is still alive. And
I mean, he didn't die very young.
Yeah, but he was survived by a person who is supposedly like the same age gap between Lightning and Doc is the same age gap between Doc and his mentor.
What year would he have died?
Well, if we assume that the car...
What year did he race?
Did he do his crash? 1954. Or 54, not 1954.
Okay, 54. In the year 54, our car lord, if he crashed then, he was at least 18, I'm assuming, so that he would be legally able to compete in this event. And then you add the 46 years to 2000, or the year 100, I'm assuming. And then 115, if he died in 2015 and or 115. And that man was 79 years old.
Yeah, but also, there are people much, much older than him. There's a Model T who still lives in...
There are 90-year-olds. There are 100-year-olds. But he was still an old man.
I don't know, because all of his friends were still alive. There wasn't any like, yeah, we've lost a lot of good people.
I mean, 79, you can still have a lot of old friends. Especially if you're a cyborg.
All I'm saying is Doc Hudson is the only example we know of someone dying in Cars, and that's gonna be wrong. There's probably some minor...
I'm pretty sure someone exploded in Cars too.
Oh, and died?
I mean, they were a villain, so...
Okay, well...
I mean, that's what happens in spy movies.
Yeah, that's fair, but not in child animation movies. Okay, I've already figured out that I was wrong. Stan Lee, the founder of Radiator Springs, is canonically dead.
Yeah, but you didn't know him beforehand.
Yeah. But he's survived by the Model
widow.
T, who lives in Radiator Springs, who is the same age as him.
Yep.
So she's like 100.
Yeah.
More, probably.
I mean, she acts like a woman who is extremely old to the point where she is not mentally all there.
I just don't know. Did Doc have a disease? Is there disease going around?
I mean, he was 79 years old and took a lot of damage very early on in his life. I'm just gonna make sure to fact check this right now. How old was Doc Hudson when he died? Oh, how old was Doc Hudson? It autofilled to when he died.
Oh, that's sad.
That's pretty good. Let's see if the wiki has anything. Oh, well, never mind. I made the terrible mistake of assuming that he was 18 when he was in the accident, but he was in fact a 52 Hornet. So he was 2 years old when he was competing. So he was not... okay.
And he dies in between Cars and Cars 2. He doesn't die in between 2 and 3. So that's in like 2011.
He dies in between Cars 1 and 2?
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah, he's dead for all of Cars 2, man.
I mean, I just thought they didn't mention him.
No, he's dead already at the beginning of Cars 2.
Oh.
They just focus on it a lot in Cars 3.
So I'm just gonna assume he dies in like 2008 our time.
Yeah.
Meaning, okay.
He's like 56.
Let's do very simple math again.
It's 56.
46 plus 10.
It's 56. So yeah, he's not 79, he's 56.
Okay, he's only 56, and he'd probably died due to, like, damage he sustained when he was young that his heart couldn't keep up anymore when he was 56. He was 56, that's too young.
Yeah, I'm saying he died young. And Lightning McQueen is gonna die young too.
I mean, I haven't seen Cars 3, so I don't know the extent of the damage, but from the trailer, that man... oh, it was visceral.
Yeah, and they draw parallels between it and Doc's crash a lot, so it was at least as bad as Doc's. Yeah, Lightning's days are numbered.
Live fast, die young. Wait, Paul Newman was his voice?
Yeah, man, you didn't know that?
That's so nice.
Uh-huh.
Alright.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
You learn every day, and learning is half the battle.
Weird, but okay.
Alright.
I don't disagree.
On to our last topic, because I don't really know what else we're going to talk about with replaceable parts other than it's so weird.
Yeah, that's we've been circling around that for a while.
Yeah, there's squishy bits, there are mechanical bits. I guess they can switch out the mechanical bits at will, and the squishy bits are what caused death. Alright, on to our next discussion point.
If I can interject, I have one question, just going back to the sort of like senses.
Mm-hmm.
I have two, actually. The first is, their eyes are in front of their rear view mirrors.
Yes.
How did they use them?
Only Mater can.
Why do they have them?
Because Mater has to teach Lightning McQueen how to do it.
no one can use that part of their body. I mean, a lot of them don't have them. Like, I don't think Ramon, the paint job guy, has them, and Lightning doesn't have them.
Now, what if... Does he not?
Lightning doesn't have rear view. You can double check that.
He uses the rear view technique to win the race in the end of the first movie.
If he does, they're super tiny.
I mean, Mater has bucket mirrors, so that's why he was particularly gifted.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have side view mirrors.
Oh!
One.
He's also slightly more blind than Mater, I guess.
Yeah, but...
What is his life, man?
I'm saying that no one besides Mater can use them, or cars like Mater who can adjust them, but...
I mean, Doc might be able to.
I don't know, I mean, if you look at a car, the windshield is very much in front.
The windows on the side are also their eyes?
Yeah.
But it would make a lot of the things they say about driving backwards kind of silly. Oh, boy.
See,
no, Doc Hudson doesn't have them.
I was wondering if they just had more eyes in the mirrors themselves.
Mm-hmm. Maybe? Maybe.
Because I just was looking at a picture of Sally earlier, and
Probably.
It just something was bothering me about it, and that was it. I finally figured out is that she can't use her mirrors.
I mean, it tracks. It tracks.
Also,
time for a fun fact.
Yes.
Fun fact. I don't actually have a fun fact prepared for today.
Yeah, I don't.
I do have a very not fun fact, though.
Oh, I'm glad you prepared that.
Very not fun fact. In the first movie, there was a deleted scene in which Lightning McQueen was driven off of the road when he was taken away from his good boy, Mac. And he drives off of the road into what can only be described as a car graveyard ditch. And he just sees mutilated, deceased bodies of cars everywhere and gets terrified, just drives the heck out of there, gets caught into a chain link fence or barbed wire, one of the two. I think it was barbed wire. It just scrapes up his face, and he just keeps driving, pulling out the fence, just trying to escape from this horrific vision of so many mangled dead bodies.
Did they do like storyboarding for it? Can I go to YouTube and watch this?
You can look at storyboard images with, I think, even voiceover for it.
Oh no!
It's disturbing, and that was a very not fun fact.
Yeah, who was like, let's have the kids look at all the dead cars. They'll love it.
Am I cheating right now? I am cheating. Fun fact about cars. There are 1 billion cars currently in use on Earth. And that is a fun fact of cars about cars. Car fact of the day.
It's okay, bud.
Alright, and on to our last discussion point of anatomy for today.
Sure.
What of their hands?
Yeah, they don't got them.
They ain't got no hands.
They just don't.
They have tires. The racial stereotypes have, like, the weird forklift things because they are racial stereotypes. There's Luigi, and then there's the other one, I can't remember his name, but... Guido.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luigi, Guido, and there also were other ones that were also racial stereotypes. I think they were the Japanese
there was
ones.
a Chinese
the
or
Chinese,
Japanese one.
yeah, the rice farmer.
Yeah.
Well, racial stereotypes. They're the only ones with something resembling hands that I can recall.
Yeah, and they're the ones who do the pit stops because they, have
the
hands.
only ones with hands. So in a world where any number of factors can severely limit your job choices, you have to think about the fact that some people just have things that are kind of like hands, and the rest of people have to use their squishy tongues.
Yeah, I that just limits them so much.
All right, so I worked in a theater, and I worked in a theater when Cars 3 was a thing, and I did wander into the theater to do theater checks and whatnot at points throughout the movie, which brings me to the point of, there is a scene...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this actually goes back to replaceable parts, where Lightning has his skin replaced, or put on top of.
Yeah.
And this new skin has a cell phone.
Yeah, it does.
How does he use that? How does he use a cell phone?
I think he can just, like, Siri it, be like, hey, skin phone, call Cruz, or it'll just, like, beep at him and be like, hey, you have a call.
Okay, then how do people call him? Does every car that wants to have a cell phone have to have their skin torn off and replaced? Or, I think it was, like, vacuum form heated onto him.
Yeah, but I think he had his old paint removed also, though.
Okay. So yeah, he just had his skin, outer layer skin taken off. And then he's got a phone that can only do calls, I'm assuming, because you can't text without fingers. I mean, I guess you could do voice text, but that's just a call.
Yeah.
So, without opposable thumbs, or fingers, or hands, or anything, how do they build anything?
Yeah.
How was their world created? How is anything? I mean, they did explain how they made roads.
Yeah, because there's the scene in Cars 1 where he, makes a road.
A vehicle with a hook, attach a large machine that was built by I don't know what hands. What of their hands? They attach the machine to him, and then he drives at first terribly, really quickly, and it just terrible road. And then I don't know how he gets that old nasty road up.
They attach a sort of like snowplow kind of thing to him, and he has to scrape it all up.
Did they do that?
Yeah.
I thought he just decided to fix his terrible, terrible deed.
I mean, they make him scrape it up. They attach a weird snowplow attachment to his face.
Okay. So in this world, instead of handcuffs, you get snow shovel muzzles.
And, like, he has, like, a parking boot on one of his feet at some point. On one of his wheels. Oh, gosh, I'm just getting all confused.
He can still walk, though.
Yeah, he just can't drive. Which, I mean, all of them are very much faster than him now.
Yeah. They can't do anything unless they use their mouth, and mouths are not specific enough.
Yeah, and I mean, this goes back, you're asking about all the infrastructure. I said they evolved from people. The infrastructure's already there.
People didn't build this world to be car-friendly in the building sense.
Yeah, but I'm...
drive into your home. Drive into a gigantic cone.
Okay, you got me on the cones. I don't know how the cones got there. But I'm saying that it was already close enough, and then they got all the little, like, forklift people to come make them better.
I think Sally specifically had those cones built.
Probably.
Who built them?
Your guess is as good as mine, man.
So that kind of inherently discounts the humans built it theory. Because there are many things that are made by cars. By hand. Without hands.
Who knows how many of those little cars there are, though, who can hold tools and whatnot.
This is clearly a subservient class of people.
Oh, that's where we're going. Okay.
That are designed for specific tasks. How does that even work?
I think you're right about the subservient race.
There's a subservient race of tiny people that have something resembling hands and can vaguely attach things to those hands that have functions. I don't know how they get the things to turn. How do you unscrew the lug nut? You don't have a thumb or a trigger finger to press the trigger.
Maybe they can attach it and then they can just send a signal that says, okay, activate drill. Because, I mean, they've got the technological
but
part.
Even still, how are they holding it? Magnetism? Maybe?
I think it's simple. I think they've got, like, a little port where they can attach electronic things. I don't know how they get there. But once they're there...
How do you make the port?
Oh, they're born with it.
How do you make the port that it fits into?
I don't know.
There's too many questions to be answered for it not to be like, oh, well, they're psychic. Or oh, it's nanites within their body. All right. And this is a part of time where we ask you, the audience, and you, the possible advertisers, if you'd like to advertise with us, just let us know, and we'll put it in around about here.
Yeah. If you would like to connect with us elsewhere, we have a Twitter account at @thekachat, all one word. And we also have an email account where you can drop us a line or any burning questions you may have about the Cars universe, which is thekachat@gmail.com. Again, all one word.
All right. Please feel free to tell all your friends about us. Rate us on iTunes.
Drop us a review.
If you liked it, that is.
Yeah.
If you didn't, please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't.
The easiest way for us to grow our audience is getting those good reviews on iTunes. So please
and
do.
A lot of them, but again, good. A lot of good ones. All right. And, well, I was kind of hoping we would do advertisement and then we would do something else. But
we kind of talked about everything.
We did go through all of the discussion points.
We sure did. We don't have anything else.
And it is approaching about that time for us to stop.
Yeah. Until then, don't forget to float like a Cadillac.
And sting like a Beedrill? It's Pokemon. Beamer!
That's it. We got it.